All right, you guys, so today we're going to do something a little different. We are going to be doing part of a series in regards to this particular item right here. And what this is, it is a Barbie trailer playset. I don't know the exact description on it because I haven't looked it up or anything like that. I should have actually. I saw this, I saw a lot of potential in it for what I can do in regards to using it for a diorama setting, perhaps making it the cockpit of a ship on the inside, where my figures could sit down in it and I can create certain dioramas with it, or I had even thought about making it into a full-size craft itself, customizing it and basically making it over, making it look like a ship of some type. I haven't really put it into any type of planning, but it's just, you know, ideas that I came up with in regards to how I could use this particular item. But I wanted to give you guys a quick look at it before we do any customization to it. I do need to clean it out because it looks like it's been sitting outside for quite a while. But let's get a look at the Barbie trailer here, guys. All right, guys, so let's get a look on the inside of this particular item. And I forgot, let me apologize. I do live fairly close to the freeway here, so you're going to hear a lot of that in the background noise since I am outside. Getting a look at this particular item. I don't know the year, like I said, guys. I didn't look any of this information. I'm just kind of winging it here with the information that I know on this thing. But just looking at it, I think it's very, very awesome. And we're going to give a look on the inside as well. Has some very cool, nice little features, nothing extravagant. I had thought about sticking some LEDs possibly in this area, in the tail light area, but I'm not sure how that's going to work out because well, we'll see. Like I said, everything is preliminary. I just pulled this, salvaged it from the garbage, saved it from the garbage a little while ago. So let's get a look on the inside. Now I'm pretty sure this handle is supposed to come down and allow the doors to open, but it doesn't quite work that way. So I kind of gotta force the doors open. But getting a look on the inside, guys, as I mentioned, it looks like it has been sitting outside for a little while. Look, the little couch. This would sit over here, just so you guys can get a look at that. That's how it's supposed to look. And then you have all the amenities, your cabinet space, stove, sorry guys, stove, your under the sink space, and then you have your sink there. So very, very nice trailer. But you know, Barbie always does it big, because she's got money like that, apparently. But as you can see, it's very, very nice size play set. I think it would go well with any of my 6-inch figures. I could possibly do 12. So what I'm going to do right now is clean her up, and after that we'll see where it goes. What I'm going to do is take this thing apart and then tell you guys a little bit about myself and how I got into collecting and all of that. What some of you know and what some of you may not know, my name is Adrian. I go by the nickname AD, and as the channel name kind of poorly spells out, it's AD Do It All Day. Some people get confused by the AD and the Do It All Day, so they go Add All Day. On my vehicle, I own a 2005 Vet, and my license plate says AD Vet. Some people think it says Add Vet. So this is really this stage of our customization project on this thing. It's just to get it cleaned up. So that's what this is all about here. Now, the other thing I want to explain as well to you guys is that I'm not an expert custom toy maker. I'm really inspired by a lot of the guys that I see in the Facebook groups, a lot of the channels. Budget Jedi is one of my favorites. There's a couple of other guys that I can't think of their names right now, and I do apologize to those gentlemen because I definitely want to give them the credit they deserve for inspiring not only me but others to get into not only toy collecting but customizing toys. The only custom job that I've ever done was my battle scarred Darth Vader, my Ahsoka versus Darth Vader 1/6 scale figure. It's actually a Hot Toys figure that I probably stupidly decided to make a custom of as my first custom project ever. But fortunate for me, it worked out very well, and I really liked how it turned out. And if you watched my diorama of the Ahsoka versus Vader fight, you saw that figure in it with the Anakin exposed eye there. So that was my first custom project, and it was really successful. So now my second venture is going to be something a little more intricate, I guess you could say. I'm really fairly new to collecting. I've only been collecting for about, I think it's just about 2 years now, collecting. I started out with Hasbro Black Series figures, and then I collected a couple of the 12-inch Kenner figures, and I went back and I'm trying to think of the Power of the Force line, and then I started getting into Hot Toys and their figures, and their 1/6 scale figure. But unfortunately, because collecting can get expensive, especially when you're dealing with Hot Toys figures. I have to be able to control my costs. Otherwise, I'll end up having to sell some of the stuff that I'm trying to collect. So, and that would defeat the purpose of collecting. All right, guys. So I got her gutted, pulled everything out. Didn't take too long. Wasn't too much trouble. And I apologize, guys, if it's dark. I'm gonna see if I can get on inside there so you guys can get a look. Yeah. So as you can see, it's pretty nasty in there. Dirt and grime among other things. So I'm glad I didn't bring it in the house. Left her outside for a few days. So we're gonna get her washed up and cleaned up. So that's the exterior. This was the contents on the inside. Okay, so once I get this all cleaned up, here's my thought. Now that front square could be our front cockpit window of the craft. Now obviously I would need to put something here where my characters would sit in their seats, and it would be over the doors. The doors that open, as you can see on the inside. Those are the doors. So that is my preliminary thought. And then I would add wings to the side to each side here, because once I get the underside, the floor and everything back on here, all of this obviously is going to be covered up, but it's going to be flat and not really look like the back of a ship, especially where the burners or the rockets would be to propel the ship, if you will. And please forgive my poor terminology in regards to space. I will have to fashion something that will look like afterburners or burners on the back of the craft to make it look more authentic. Again, these are just random thoughts. I don't know, I may just keep it in its shape, repaint it, and reconstruct the inside so it just looks like so it's an area where I can have my characters inside and create different types of dioramas and whatnot. Maybe a cockpit, as I said, or maybe the inside of the Jedi Order chambers. I can possibly do that. I think this flooring right here is not too bad for that. All right, you guys, so I got her cleaned up. It took a couple of hours, but she's all nice and clean. Gutted her out, put everything back for the exception of, and give me a moment, get you guys a good look at the seat there. But yeah, I put everything back for the exception of the kitchen utensils, or the kitchen itself, basically, because that is probably where I'm going to start with my custom on this thing, turning that into a control panel of some type, either for an aircraft or maybe for a battle station. I had thought about also making this a since it is a trailer and it has the trailer hitch here, possibly hooking it up to my turbo tank as a like a command unit, or like a battle unit or something. You know what I'm saying? Put some guns on it, artillery, maybe a couple of ladders somewhere where guys can climb up and down, turn some of these windows into possible doors for with guns and artillery that can be laid out on that. I don't know, just ideas that I'm floating around with this thing. But how can I customize it? It's an awesome so guys, I want to thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and may the force be with you always.